Hi YouTube world, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I am Adrienne, I live in New York City, and I love playing with makeup. And this is my Shop My Stash series, a series I call My Week in Makeup, where at the beginning of the week, I picked a bunch of products that I currently had or that came in and I wanted to use and kind of start formulating an opinion on. And then I report back to you all what worked, what didn't, what I'm still trying out, and yeah, just chit-chatting. I actually have a full face of a lot of the products I used this week, and I'll kind of walk through them and point them out when I get to that product. But let's just get started. On some days, I actually ended up just trying to use just powder foundation from Tarte. This is the Amazonian Clay Blurring Powder Foundation. It's this one here, comes in this beautiful kind of opalescent casing. I wear mine in the shade 20 Light Neutral. I really like this. I kind of wanted to see if it provided a little more coverage than the Laura Geller that I wore last week, and it actually does. Today I am wearing the Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation in the shade Linen. If you've seen me on my channel before, you know that I squeezed every drop of this from a sample card, and I really did love it. I need only this tiniest amount to cover my whole face, and I just really love the way this sits on my skin. So I actually picked this up at the Sephora sale. I'm wearing it today because I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a fluke that I loved it every time I wore it from the foundation card. But I really do love it. I'm wearing very, very little today. I'm kind of trying something different when it comes to foundation. I'm kind of using foundation more as a concealer and kind of spot covering and not covering areas that are gonna have other products. I love to have like a bold lip or a bold eye, but I like to keep the rest of my makeup pretty light. The other foundation that I worked with this week, I think I wore this one the most days out of the week. This is from Ulta Beauty. It is the Complexion Crush Medium Coverage Foundation. This one here, I actually mixed these two shades. These are the shades Light Neutral and Fair Neutral. And I find that when I mix them, they are the perfect shade for me. I think this is a fantastic product. It covers so much and it just has a really nice natural finish. Doesn't feel particularly heavy on. Really, really like this. I'm so glad I spent a week with this. So definitely keeping this, it's in rotation. So I think overall for foundations, I had a very successful week. A loose powder I brought out this week is the Moira Set and Correct Loose Setting Powder in Translucent, this one here. This is such a beautiful powder. I wore this over the Ulta foundation, only kind of in certain spots to kind of set my face a bit. And it is just a great, finely milled, brightening type of powder. For concealing, I didn't really do a lot of concealing. I did more color correcting on like little spots that I have, like brown based spots. And I'm really loving still my NARS Radiant Creamy Color Corrector. I have mine in the shade Light here, and I had actually purchased Tarte Shape Tape Corrector in Peach, this one here. I thought this would be like pretty comparable, and it's not. I'm gonna swatch them next to each other. The tones are like totally off. So this is the Tarte, this is the NARS. The NARS is so much thinner, so it doesn't add a lot of bulk to the spot that you're trying to kind of blend away. So you could see the NARS just really sits completely flat on the skin. The Tarte one, on the other hand, it sits very heavy on the skin. And the color is just, it's off. It's off for my skin tone. So I think I'm going to actually take this back because I barely used it and I'm never going to use this. I tried quite a few blushes this week. I tried my new Haus Labs blush in Watermelon Bliss, this one here. It's so, so beautiful. Light hand, and you can just get this to diffuse so beautifully on the skin. Really is not intimidating at all, and the formula is so wonderful. So this is my third color from the line. I love this formulation, super comfortable with it, and I love that color in particular. The Saie Dewy Blush in Rosy. This one here, I had bought this a while ago at the previous Sephora sale, and I just completely forgot I had it. And this formula is so pretty. I do not find it to be overwhelmingly dewy, and it's very thin. I just put one dot on, and you could see it has a glow to it, but it dries down completely and it's thin. It's just very, very thin, kind of becomes one with the skin. Really love how that one performs. I also have the shade Spicy, which is this one here, but I didn't get a chance to play with it, so I'm bringing it out to play with it next week because I feel like I'm entering the phase of like wanting to re-experiment with my cream blushes because I'm having a lot of fun with some new formulas. So that Saie one is really beautiful. The other formula that I have been immensely impressed by is the Rose Ink Lip and Cheek color. I have 3 of these now. The first 2 I got from different like Sephora favorites kits, and they were full sizes. They were both kind of nude or in the peachy category. So I picked up this one at the sale. This is Camellia. It is what is on my cheeks right now, and I'm gonna swatch it for you. This is like mauve-y rose, and I love this formula because it blends so well. You can layer it up and it just melts with the skin. It has this like tackiness that is very similar to the Stila Convertible Lip and Cheeks, which is one of my favorite formulas. And this one dries down, and you see it's like definitely mauve-y in color. Really love this color. It's what's on my cheeks. I think I have this layered with another product. If you happen to want to try it, you know, I picked up this kit here from Sephora, which has another shade in it, which is more kind of peach leaning. That one is Delphine. I will swatch it for you. This is Delphine. So that's Delphine. Here's a blush I did not really love, mainly because I felt it just disappeared on my face. This is from NYX. This is the Sweet Cheeks in the shade Nude'Tude. I actually do love the applicator for it. It's kind of like a lip gloss applicator. Let's put this here. So I do like the color, and the formula is very moussey, but I just find that it just blends very kind of patchy. It like grabs onto my skin in a weird way. It blends almost to nothing a lot of the times. I have to use a lot of it. I ended up rediscovering my love for the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I have mine in the shade Light Medium. That's this product here. I really love this. I just want to show you me putting it on. I think sometimes this product has just been like kind of misrepresented by people. So I have no bronzer on my face right now. I'm just gonna put this on. And I'm not gentle with this product. Like, I'm using just my e.l.f. Stipple brush. I'm going in pretty heavy, and then I'm going onto my skin. And I just feel like whatever product you pick up, it just blends so nicely. And it gives a lovely glow. You could see it, but it's just matching the glow of my own skin. It's not adding anything, any kind of further reflective quality. So it feels very, very seamless. I forgot to mention one more blush that I brought out this week. I brought out Cloud Paint Glossier Storm. This color is so beautiful, and it wore so well for me. Of course, if you don't know this, the applicators are a disaster with this product. They can just explode. I've actually had one explode in my purse that I was using as both like a lip and cheek. So it could get very messy, but if you put this on the right way, look at this, kind of exploded already on. So it's a very messy container. I hope that they adjust that eventually, but I just wanted to show you what Storm looked like. I put on Storm because I actually was gonna put on the Saie one, and then I was like, oh, let me try the Glossier. I don't know what I was doing. I'm trying to get through all my formulations, but look at this. I just wanna show you how nicely it blends. It's not patchy, and it dries down completely. And look at that really super deep shade. Do not be intimidated to pick up deep shades in this Glossier. I have every single color of the cloud paints. I love this. These are fantastic products to use as mixing. You know, you can mix several different colors so you can create your own. They go on so well. I am actually bold enough to put one on my face and then mix it on my face, but probably the safest way to do it is just to put some in the back of your hand and mix it and then stipple it on, or just using your fingers. But I just wanted to show you like that product. I know it's now being sold at Sephora, and so maybe more people will now have access to it. And just don't be intimidated by the darker shades, because they're just some of the most beautiful, beautiful shades. Let's talk about eyes. Of course, my Smashbox Photo Intensify eyeshadow primer. Love this. Use it religiously. Great for oily eyelids. Great for my oily eyelids. I don't know about other people's, but mine definitely. Eyebrows. Used this week the Good Brow Day in Soft Black by Profusion. Love this. It's a micro pencil. Works really well. It's what's in my eyebrows. It's not too heavy. I am almost done with it. It will be a sad day, but I will remember to put this on my shopping list because it is really worth getting. Still using the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. Mine is in special packaging. I really like this. It's a great basic mascara. My only qualm with it is it tends to still get like messy for me to apply, but that's just my own stupidity a lot of times. I'm a messy mascara applier. I'm sure if I took more time, and I'm sure like if I angled my face a certain way, but inevitably I will always get mascara on myself. However, this Tower 28 one is what I'm wearing today, and I'm very impressed with it. I like how it went on. It went on like a nice combination of creamy and dry. I feel like it picked up every single one of my lashes. It gives me definitely a lash effect that is a little more than natural, but not by much. And that's sort of my vibe. I like that. I even like this for the under eye. I'm wearing it, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So I just opened it today. I'm not making any decisions on this. So this will be like my primary mascara for a while, as will this one. So still gonna kind of keep them in rotation. This is from Haus Labs. This is the eyeliner that I'm wearing in my waterline from Haus Labs. I have never tried the Haus Labs formula. This is in the shade Cobalt Matte. This is the Optic Intensify Eco Eyeliner. This went on so creamy, so creamy. It doesn't bunch into the corners of my eyes, which sometimes happens. It also did not cause me to have watery eyes, which sometimes happens to me with eyeliners. So far so good with this. I have to keep using it. I only got this color, and I'm kind of kicking myself because I feel like I would have liked to try one of the more neutral colors so I can try. I might just pick one up. I know it's not on sale anymore. I have some eye looks I will insert, but I realized I hadn't really tried a formula that I had 3 palettes by this brand, and that is Glaminatrix Cosmetics. This is nearly neutral. I have U Beauty also. Those are the ones that I use this week, and I have one other one. I think it's called Nocturnal, but that one I'm not going to talk about because I really only use these 2 palettes. So I started off using the Nearly Neutral. Now this is an indie brand from Australia. I live in New York, so it is very hard to get an indie brand palette in my hands. Also, they have a tendency to do a pre-order system. So I think every time I've ordered these, I have had to wait months and months and months and months. So I'm just putting it out there. You have to be patient with this brand. Is it worthwhile? I will let you come to your own decisions at the end of this, but this is the Nearly Neutral, which is very beautiful. Now, I love the aesthetic. I love their packaging, and where I think that they excel is in their shimmer formula. So look at these shimmers here. This is a neutral palette, but with like a bit of a punch. However, I did not have the best time using this. This color, which I was so excited about, it blended very patchy. And it was not a flattering color. Like, I thought this kind of green would be a little more vivid, a little more green, and it just ended up being very kind of vomity and kind of yellow and just patchy, just really hard to blend out. And I use very good eye brushes and everything, so was a bit disappointing. The shimmers are beautiful, you know, very foiled, blingy, blingy, blingy. Some are definitely blingier than others. Like this one has a lot of sparkle, glitter. So if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of shimmers in their collection, I think you would really love this palette. For me though, because the mattes don't blend the way I like mattes to blend, I'm actually gonna let this one go. I'm reminded that I have the Flower Beauty Jungle Lights and Desert Light palettes, these huge pan. But what I would say here is these are gorgeous one and done shades. And the formula is very creamy, almost oily like, and has just beautiful colors too. So when I compare them, so I just picked up like 3 shades and 3 shades. I just wanted to show you. I have the shades that are sparkly from this palette, and I have them in palettes that I kind of think of more as a topper. So I will keep these almost with like my single eyeshadows and know that I kind of use them that way. What I have on my eyes today though is the You Beauty palette from Glaminatrix. Now this one I had a very different experience with. It's this beautiful sky, and I think this is the Australian kind of like sky. That's what the picture is. Very, very beautiful. And these colors are so gorgeous. Very unique in its color story. And at first I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do with this? But you know what? I had such a fun time playing with this and playing with different looks. I don't even think that I got to use every single shade, but let me just show you this shade here, this shade here. These are all more duochromes. They have these crazy flip. Look at this. I mean, like this one here, I wore this one day completely on my eyes, like just everywhere with a little bit of the red on the outer corner. It was beautiful. I wore this lavender. It's gorgeous. This one up here is also really beautiful. Let me see if I can swatch. I mean, these have a crazy, crazy formula to them. I'm gonna swatch all the shimmers. I mean, look at that. That one is actually like a white base, and it has this like hot pink flip, but it has very little base to it. So it's beautiful. It's really a beautiful shade. This is that lilac, and let's just do that teal. The teal one is like a little crumbly, so it almost has like a very different formula, but it's still very beautiful. So those are all the shimmers of this palette, and I really did actually like how the mattes blended here. So I don't know if there was just something different about the formulation of the Nearly Natural, but I thought the mattes blended really beautifully here. I'm actually wearing the dark blue shade right along my lash line, blended a little bit out into almost like a wing to match that cobalt. I used this mustardy yellow to blend up, and it just blended so well. I am very happy with that You Beauty palette, and I'm happy that I waited for it. I'm happy that I waited as long as I did for it, because I actually think it is immensely impressive. Last are lips. So lips, I also had a bit of a journey with. Let me start with lip liners. Wherever Walnut, still playing around with this. Love these artist pencils. I also picked up Oak from MAC. I really like this. I'm actually wearing this. It's not as dark as I thought it was gonna be. I will kind of overline a little. You could see it a little better. It almost pulls like a little peachy, but like peachy brown, but light brown, like a peachy light brown. Really like the Oak. I love sharpenable pencils. That is my preference. Which, by the way, can I just share one other thing before I picked this up at Ulta Beauty. This is crazy. So Ulta has this sharpener and it has 5 different sizes to sharpen. I'm going to show you. You just open this up. Look at this. This is fantastic. I think there are pencils in my arsenal that do require some special, you know, sizing, and sometimes putting it in the wrong size really ruins the product. So I thought this was such an interesting buy. The lip color on my lips. I don't even want to talk about this. Okay, I'm wearing a Chanel lipstick. First time in my life. I am wearing the Rouge Cocoa Ultra Hydrating Lip Color in the shade 402 Adrian. That's my name. This is very nice. It does have a fragrance, but it's nowhere near as pungent as the YSL lipsticks. But it still is there, and I find that even though it goes on really creamy, it has this lovely sheen to it. It's a very pretty nude. I find that my lips get a little kind of pruny, which is the effect that happens when a lip product has too much fragrance. Now, it isn't as immediate as some of the other lip products I've tried. The formula is very creamy. It has a really pretty sheen and it's very thin. I do like it. I just don't know that for long wear, it's for me. So yeah. Another lip product I tried was the Lawless Forget the Filler. I got a little mini one from this sample kit. I had also ordered a full-size one, this one here, which I didn't actually open because once I tried the mini one, I really don't like this product. This product it's okay, but it's not anything special. I don't really love the sensation of it. I just find like it's kind of thick and gloopy and doesn't really sit nice on my lips. Let me put it on. So I just put it on. Yes, it is very vinyl-like, but I had to like dip in at least 10 times to get the right amount of product onto the lips because the applicator almost has no cushioning to it to absorb product. So it feels like a very, very firm paddle. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Lisa Eldridge lip gloss paddle, which I just think is like one of the worst lip gloss paddles. It's just this very firm, it's not cushiony, it's not plush, it's not what you imagine. Then the sensation, once it's on, it has that cooling sensation, so it's not like spicy hurts. It's definitely more wintry mint kind of qualities. It does cause that stringiness that is not cute. So I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it, but so much hype around it that I found myself purchasing a full size before I even tried it. Thank goodness I opened up this thing first and tried it through here because yeah, I don't like it. Oh, that reminds me. From this kit too, I also tried this lip color from the Gwen Stefani line. I think people pronounce it Give. This is the lipstick in the shade Stomp Box. I tried this on. It was just okay. I don't really love the color for me. It was like a fine regular lipstick. It's nothing terribly hydrating. It's not doing a lot for the lips. So I'm actually going to declutter this one and also the Lawless one. That I tried that I am actually not even opening is the Kayali Yum fragrance in Pistachio Gelato. This one here, I didn't even open it. I actually got to smell it in store and I hated it. It didn't have any kind of quality to it that I really love. It was like kind of like softly generically sweet, almost like subtly powdery sweet, but not pistachio-y, not gelato-y. I don't know what I was expecting, but I didn't like the fragrance, so I'm just going to return it before I open it. It did, however, make me rediscover a scent of KLEs that I really love. This is Eden Juicy Apple, this one here. I'm wearing this right now. And this is so delicious. It's truly like a sweet apple, but not a candy sweet apple, just a nice ripe red apple. And I love the scent. It reminds me of a more sophisticated version of that like red apple body splash from Bath and Body Works or Victoria's Secret from like the 90s. I used to wear that one all the time. This is very similar to that fragrance, but it lasts longer and it's just a slight elevation to it that makes it more sophisticated. So if you are looking for a sweet fragrance that is not like cloyingly sweet, but has an element of like true fruitiness, this one's really nice, but you gotta like apples. And then I also tried again, I had this in my collection, the Love Fest, which is like the burning cherry, also by Camellia. And I like this a lot, but I really only like this for nighttime. And it's more like a wintry fragrance because it's very, very pungent, but it's very sexy. I imagine it for like a cold winter night or going out kind of date night. This is really nice. But for daytime, fun, springtime, I like this one. So yeah, it just made me kind of re-familiarize myself with the Camellia fragrances I have. And if there's any recommendations for any that you really like, let me know, because I'm always on a fragrance journey. So I think that's it. I'm gonna call it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please leave your comments down below. Any questions that you might have, any differing opinions to some of the things that I mentioned, please, by all means, I love having the discussion down below. And consider subscribing if you enjoy non-sponsored, very kind of low-tech, chatty makeup reviews and just discussing things like that. So anyhow, I hope everyone has an amazing start to the week and we will talk soon. Okay, take care everyone. Bye.